think you're underfed. Waffles full of warmth, stack them wide and tall. The dark gods wanna sacrifice, but breakfast comes before them all. Syrup for the hungry, butter for the strong, and feeding chaos monsters is heresy. Then I've been right all along. The first hit like crispy, the second like soft, the third stole the basket and carried it off. I chased it through pipes in the maintenance hall while shouting those waffles were meant for you all. It knocked down a shrine and swallowed a chair, then dragged half a servitor into its lair. The cultists looked worried, the mutants looked pale. I tied it a ribbon and named it Pancake. It chewed through my banner, it slept on my coat. It swallowed 3 candles and coughed up a goat. The others kept laughing, why keep that thing fed? I pointed toward Pancake and proudly said, look at those heads! Waffles full of warmth, one for every head. Everybody calls you cursed, I just think you're underfed. Waffles full of warmth, stack them wide and tall. The dark gods wanna sacrifice, but breakfast comes before them all. Syrup for the hungry, butter for the strong. You're feeding chaos monsters is heresy. Then I've been right all along. Corn wanted blood, but I brought strawberry jam. Tensed changed the recipe whenever I ran. Nurgle made cultures that bubbled and grew. Slaanesh wanted toppings arranged perfectly too. I mixed every blessing together by hand and burned half the kitchen exactly as planned. The smoke formed a symbol, the ceiling turned red, and Pancake looked happy, so nobody's dead. They said, that creature is dangerous. I said, it's hungry. They said, it consumed an entire patrol. I said, it's growing. They said, it must be destroyed. You're just jealous because it likes my cooking. Heat up the iron, pour out the mix. 3 hungry mouths need 3 times the fix. Raise up the spatula, open the door. We captured this breakfast for chaos. More. Feed every mutant, feed every rat. Feed the dark creature that sleeps on my mat. No fear, no shame, no sense of a plan, just waffle devotion and Cultist-chan. Waffles for the warm, one for every head. Everybody calls you cursed, I just think you're underfed. Waffles for the warm, let the syrup fall. If the warp demands our souls tonight, it has to finish breakfast first of all. Waffles for the angry, waffles for the strange, waffles for the creature that reality could not contain. The hide may be burning, the walls may start to bend, but nothing stays aggressive when you feed all 3 heads. Pancake, where did you go? Why is the ceiling moving? Oh, there you are. Did you bring